Happy learning and a good day. This is Leo T. Solihon and I will be your teacher for today. Welcome to the quarter 1, week 1, day 3 lesson. Learning the SVA pattern or the subject-verb agreement pattern and stay it to your long-term memory will be a great input for your future references. And always put things into practice. Do not disregard this opportunity to learn, yet focus and be vigilant as the beauty of language invade to your intellect. Stay connected as you discover the significant rules of subject-verb agreement. Usually, the subject-verb agreement is very mystifying to the learners. Learning the subject-verb agreement is very important because without it, the reader can be confused according to Rio Salado. As grade 7 learners, you need to be mindful always in identifying the rules of subject-verb agreement, or else you will be misled to erroneous pattern or the rules. And that is our focus for today. We need to scrutinize and observe as well the correct subject-verb agreement. And now, we need to be sharp-eyed in studying this topic. In the grammatical rule, it is stated that the subject and the verb must agree in a sentence, and that is the basic form of constructing sentences or paragraphs. The subject normally refers to the noun or pronoun that tells us whom or what the sentence is all about. A verb normally has a singular and a plural form in the present tense. So always remember that the verb must always agree with its subject in person and in number. So, we need to break the ice as we go through our journey in learning the grammar rules. The first one is, subject and verbs must agree in number. A singular subject takes a singular verb. A plural subject takes a plural verb. For example, you need to try this. Our proverbs are not only witty expressions. Proverbs, plural subject, are plural verb. They go hand in hand. Number 2, they are also our cultural treasures. They, plural subject, are plural verb. The machine is important is singular verb. The machine, singular subject. How about this? The machines with S, plural subject, are plural verb. How about number 5? A bird flies. A bird, singular subject, flies, singular verb. I love it. How about number 6? Birds fly. Birds, plural subject, and fly, plural verb. Did you understand? Okay? And then, we also remember that if the subject in the first person, what's in the first person? I, and then, of course, we. The verb must be in the first person also. For example, I am, we are, right? The same rule holds true for the subject in the second person or in the third person. For example, you are, right? He, she, it. He is, she is, it is. And then, they are. For example, you picture it out in your mind, the singular in the plural form in the table itself, right? First person, second person, a third person. Singular, I. Sing. I is special case. That's why I am so special. I sing, right? And then we sing. Second person, you sing, plural form, you sing also, right? Third person, he, she, it. And definitely, it is singular form, sings. And then the verb, sings, should take part, right? Then, in the plural form, they sing. Did you get it? As simple as that, right? We need to understand also that a singular verb should be used with a singular subject, even though plural words come between them, while a plural subject should be used with a plural verb, even though there are intervening singular words. And intervening word, sometimes a word or phrase comes between the subject and the verb. Ignore that word or phrase when locating the subject and the verb, making sure that the verb agrees with the subject. For example, my brother, along with our friends, is looking forward to this weekend. Where is the intervening words? I love it. Along with our friends. With S, friends. But take note, you need to remove such a thing. You need to figure out my brother. My brother is singular. That's why we are using is as a verb. My brother is looking forward to this weekend. Did you get it? Very easy, right? This is also very important rules in subject-verb agreement that you need to store in your long-term memory. The prepositional phrases between the subject and the verb do not affect the agreement. For example, folk literary forms from our regions are varied. Where is the verb? Are. You've got it. And where is the subject? Folk literary forms. How about prepositional phrases which do not affect from our regions? Folk literary forms is our subject. That's why we are using are, right? How about number 2? The government, with the help of private groups, promotes folk literature research. This one is a different case. Where is the subject? The government. Where is the prepositional phrase? With the help of our private groups. That's why we are using promotes as a verb, singular, because of the subject, singular, the government, right? How about this? The colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Where is the prepositional phrase? Of the rainbow. Excellent, right? And then we are focusing the colors. That's why we are using the verb are. Absolutely right. Always remember this. A prepositional phrase cannot contain the subject of the sentence. Do not be confused with the prepositional phrase, a phrase that begins with of, in, between, and so on, comes between the subject and the verb. Just remember. Take note also with this rule, which is the who, that, and which are considered singular or plural according to the noun directly in front of them. Do not get confused by the words that come between the subject and the verb. They do not affect the agreement. The relative pronoun, such as that, which, and who, can be either singular or plural, depending on their antecedents, the word or words to which they refer, right? For examples, number 1, a compilation that contains folk literature has to be given recognition. We are using here what? Singular verb, has, because in front of the word that is compilation, singular. Did you get it? That's a clue. That's a technique. Okay? Next, those who act tough are really coward. Right? Who? Those who act tough are really coward. We are using are, right? In front of the word who. Those. So we are using are. Those who act tough are really coward. Number 3. Students are one of the groups who are suffering from reductions in federal programs. The word is in front. of who, right? Who are suffering. So the word is groups, right? Students are one of the groups. We are using are, right? Are suffering in front of the relative pronoun. How about this? A student who is ill should go to the health center. Who? A student. We're using is. Who is ill should go to the health center. You need to get your clues or technique in answering this activity. So be mindful, right? Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by words such as along with, as well as, combined with, coupled with, accompanied by, added to, along with, together with, in addition to, etc. They don't change the number of the subject. These words and phrases are not part of the subject. Ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. Use a plural verb when the subject is plural. For example, the researchers, accompanied by local translators, were able to gather proverbs. There is a word accompanied by. So we are using the word where, the plural form of the verb, because of the subject. The researchers, excellent, right? How about this? Folk literature, including oral forms, remains a source of ethnic knowledge. We are using singular verb remains because of the subject, singular, folk literature. How about this? The politician, along with the journalist, is expected tomorrow. The verb is. The subject is the politician. You've got it. How about number 4? Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her stutter. The word is, there's a word as well as. Excitement. You're using is. Unlimited clocks, right? So, always remember the rules of subject-verb agreement, and then later on, you can master everything. Okay? Before we end with our lesson, let's do have a recap of what we have discussed today. The first one is, subject and verb must agree in number, right? Take note with that. Number 2, a singular verb should be used with a singular subject, even though plural words come between them, while a plural subject should be used with a plural verb even though there are intervening singular words. Number 3, prepositional phrases between the subject and the verb do not affect the agreement. And lastly, sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by the words such as along with, as well as, coupled with, combined with, accompanied with, added to, along with, together with, in addition, or etc. Right? They don't change the number of the subject. These words and phrases are not part of the subject. Ignore them and use singular verb when the subject is singular and plural verb when the subject is a plural. Congratulations, right? And that ends our lesson today. Did you understand? Is that clear to you? I hope so. But if not, you may go back to the lesson presented in your module. If today's lesson is clear to you, then you deserve a 2 thumbs up. Congratulations! You may now answer the activities in your module. Again, this is Leo T. Solihon saying, do not forget to smile and pray to complete your day. Good luck and happy learning!